Hey, my name is Eric, and today we are talking about mud water. So if you're looking into this, you probably got served an ad or you know somebody that has tried this and likes it. What I'm going to be telling you about is the good and the bad of trying this out. And I'm actually about 45 days into using this, and I do find that there is pros and cons to it. So before we get to the cons, just a quick kind of little update as far as the ingredients here. I'm not going to go into all of them because you can research that on your own, but if you are looking for a little bit more detail on all the ingredients, in the description below I will put details on all of them, from Masala Chai to Cacao, Lion's Mane, chaga, reishi, cinnamon, turmeric, and Himalayan salt, because apparently Himalayan salt's in everything these days. So the reason that I originally tried this out is that for me, and this could be the case for you, I got pretty jittery from coffee, and I was doing a bad job of kind of listening to my body. I just kind of kept consuming more and more coffee, especially in the summer of 2020, because I was a little stressed out having a full house of little kids. And what I found was I was feeling worse and worse as I was drinking more coffee. I actually don't drink this first thing in the morning, and the reason that I don't is I like to do intermittent fasting. So I like to start eating around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock for my eating window. And if you do look at the container, it does say that there are 20 calories. So if you are somebody who intermittent fasts, I would suggest still starting with like a black coffee is what I do in the morning. And then around 11 o'clock, this gives me really good energy and a good mood. And I really do believe in the mood part of it. And the reason for that is I ran out of this particular supply, and then what you can see on the screen is I did a 90-day supply, which is the big bag that you can see. And it was about 5 days that I didn't have it, and one day I was like, I don't know what's wrong. I just don't feel like I'm in a good mood anymore. And I realized it might be from this. So that's one of those things that could be placebo effect. It's kind of hard to say whether or not this is impacting you in that way, but I do feel like it improves my mood and my energy. But the main reason that I did it is I wanted something that could give me energy. I believe it's like 1/7 the caffeine of regular coffee. Hopefully I have that right. If I don't, I will change that on screen. And it just gets rid of those jitters is why I did it. Now, the cons of this, and before I get to that, I should mention also in the description below, I will have a referral link. And the nice thing about that is if you do end up getting this, I believe you'll save $10 off of your first purchase, and then I'll get a $10 credit if I want to order more as well. Now, you might as well use that link because we'll both save $10 if you end up going that route. Now, as far as the cons, I got to give them credit. They've nailed the name of this, calling it mud water. If you look at the video on the screen right now, this is kind of like that sediment that's left over in your cup at the end. So what they tell you to do is just add some more hot water into the cup and then stir it back up with the stirring device. I'm not even sure what it's called, but honestly, their blender, little handheld blender thing was pretty nice. My wife and I on the weekends, I'll have like more of a treat coffee where I'll put some cream and sugar in it and I'll blend it up, or sometimes I'll even blend creamer up before I put it into the coffee, and it creates this real frothy top. So I've actually been enjoying that blender tool. But the con of it being the fact that it looks like mud water at the end. So things you might want to consider with that. If you're somebody who likes to make this early in the morning and then bring it to work, what you're going to want to do is hopefully you can have access at work to hot water too, and then bring a blender to work as well. So that's kind of a pain in the butt if you're one of those people. For me, I work from home, so it's not a big deal to blend it up, drink it, and then when it gets that little bit of sediment at the bottom, I'll pour some more hot water in and then I'll blend it up again. But your situation might be different. Another thing too, with the fact that it does have that sediment, is it's just kind of a texture thing as you're drinking, right? It's not a problem at the top, but then it kind of gets a little bit more of that sediment in the bottom. But from my understanding, that's because cacao, and hopefully I'm saying that right, is something that isn't as soluble, but it has so many benefits for you as an individual. So that's why it's not as soluble. Another quick tip too is make it easy on yourself. So this Hamilton Beach tea kettle here, very easy to use. It's electric. You just tap a button and I have hot water usually in about a minute or two. So that makes it actually easier than even making a cup of coffee. Another tip too is if you look at this image, you can see scratch marks in the bottom of the coffee cup. So what I've learned, do not just stick this into the bottom of the coffee cup. It'll scratch up your cups. What I do typically is I will actually put the blender, the hand blender, into the solution and then hit the button at the top to stir it up. If you start it and then put it in like you'd expect, kind of like whipping potatoes or something like that, you'll kind of send things flying a little bit more. Another thing too is, as you are blending, leave yourself some space, because this is going to send it up the sides a little bit. I never fill up past about 2/3 for my cup. And then the other thing too is, if you get down low and you add just a splash of water, I'll just kind of turn it to the side a little bit and then put it in that way. And that just again helps, so I'm not touching the cup with the blender, but I'm still blending everything up. But overall, I've really enjoyed trying this out. I think it improves my mood. It definitely has removed the jitters that I had from coffee, which just made me feel bad. Like I would get anxious. Like sometimes I'd feel like, like, why does it feel like the sky's gonna fall? Oh, I had like 4 cups of coffee. That's why. So that has replaced that. My mood is feeling like it's better. I just enjoy it. But the last thing too is, yeah, if you're intermittent fasting, because of those 20 calories, I would recommend maybe pushing it back in your day and still having a black cup of coffee in the morning. And then going through with that. So yeah, if you guys appreciated the video, give it a thumbs up. And again, in the referral link in the description below, you can save $10 off of your first order. And yeah, I really like it, and I think you guys will too. Let me know in the description too, if you tried it out, what you think of it. All right, guys, thank you for using my link, and I'm going to catch you in this next video right here that YouTube has picked for you, because they think it would be a good video for you to watch. All right, guys, I'll see you in that next video.